Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. When power leads man toward arrogance, poetry reminds him of his limitations. When power narrows the area of man's concern, poetry reminds him of the richness and diversity of existence. When power corrupts, poetry cleanses. Our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future. And we are all mortal. The goal of education is the advancement of knowledge and the dissemination of truth. Man is still the most extraordinary computer of all. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. The sun doesn't always shine in West Virginia, but the people do. For time and the world do not stand still. Change is the law of life. And those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures. A nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people. Israel was not created in order to disappear. Israel will endure and flourish. It is the child of hope and the home of the brave. It can neither be broken by adversity nor demoralized by success. It carries the shield of democracy and it honors the sword of freedom. If art is to nourish the roots of our culture, society must set the artist free to follow his vision wherever it takes him. We are not here to curse the darkness, but to light the candle that can guide us through that darkness to a safe and sane future. We must use time as a tool, not as a couch. I am the man who accompanied Jacqueline Kennedy to Paris, and I have enjoyed it. Domestic policy can only defeat us, foreign policy can kill us. There is always inequality in life. Some men are killed in a war and some men are wounded and some men never leave the country. Life is unfair. Communism has never come to power in a country that was not disrupted by war or corruption, or both. I think this is the most extraordinary collection of talent, of human knowledge, that has ever been gathered at the White House, with the possible exception of when Thomas Jefferson dined alone. Our progress as a nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. The human mind is our fundamental resource. Mothers all want their sons to grow up to be president, but they don't want them to become politicians in the process. The problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need men who can dream of things that never were. We would like to live as we once lived, but history will not permit it. The best road to progress is freedom's road. Our growing softness, our increasing lack of physical fitness, is a menace to our security. History is a relentless master. It has no present, only the past rushing into the future. To try to hold fast is to be swept aside. It might be said now that I have the best of both worlds. A Harvard education and a Yale degree. No one has been barred on account of his race from fighting or dying for America. There are no white or colored signs on the foxholes or graveyards of battle. I'm an idealist without illusions. The courage of life is often a less dramatic spectacle than the courage of a final moment, but it is no less a magnificent mixture of triumph and tragedy.